The serve, the most complicated, the most frustrating shot in tennis. And if you've been struggling to put it all together, you're gonna love today's video because I'm gonna give you a 7-step checklist you need to go through so you can master the serve. So if you're ready, let's get started. All right, so let's get into the 7-step checklist. Now, I want you to relax and enjoy this video. I'm gonna go through what you absolutely need to be doing on your serve, and I'm gonna cut some unnecessary things that you've heard that's probably gonna make it tougher for you to hit a more consistent serve. And don't worry about taking notes because I actually have the checklist. I got your back. I got the checklist at the end of this video that you can download for free. Okay, so the first thing we wanna get into is the stance. All right, very important that we establish a comfortable stance that sets ourselves up for power. I call this the party stance, and why? Because you see lots of cool people at a party, they kind of stand like this, one foot forward, the other foot slightly behind, and it's a pretty comfortable way to hang out. And this is a good way to stand when you're serving, and what it actually does is by staying like this, when I go to make my turn for my serve, I'm actually loading up the core. This is super important. As you see me go to serve, you're noticing that you can start to see my chest a little bit. A lot of people, when they go to stand, they might stand like this when they get ready to serve, and then when they go, there's no rotation. You're not gonna see my chest at all when I go to serve. Everything's just going forward, and you're not gonna get any power on that. On the other hand, if you stand too far apart, I think it's really, really tough. Johnny Mack was the only one who I knew who did it so great, to where now it's hard to get those hips rotating back to the court. So again, just remember that party stance. This is a great way to start your serve and go in and establish nice balance and rhythm as you're serving. Let's get into checkpoint number 2. Now, if you plan on playing this sport a long time and you want to move up level by level, and especially if you want to go out there, most of the people who watch my videos, they're adults and they're trying to get to that. If they live in the United States, they're trying to get to like a 4.0, 4.5 level. That would make their day. And to be able to do that, you got to have a pretty solid second serve. You just can't powder puff it in. So a lot of people begin playing tennis, and it totally makes sense, by holding what I call a frying pan grip. And it makes sense because now look at this. It's very easy for me to hit the ball. But what it's impossible for me to do is to be able to add spin, which I have to do this on a second serve. So I need to be able to get comfortable with a continental grip. Now, for many people, including myself, when I first learned it, this can be a nightmare. So you have to be patient with yourself. And don't worry, if you follow my systems, they're easy to learn. But anyway, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your hand here, you're gonna go right here, grab it like you're shaking hands, and when you get ready, the string should be slightly facing up. Now, if this feels completely awkward and uncomfortable, you're probably doing it right if you've never done it before. So that's the next thing you're gonna do, and why we need to be able to do this is so when we go to serve, we can hit the ball flat, we can hit the ball with something called top spin or kick, and we can hit a slice serve, which is my personal favorite serve, and this allows me to swing freely and effortlessly on a second serve and not have to worry that I'm going to double fault. The next checkpoint that can give people a lot of frustration, and you'd think it'd be so easy, is the toss. But so many people think, man, if I could just get my toss right, I could actually have a great serve, but I'm chasing all over the place. So I'm going to give you some advice on the toss, and then a great drill I want you to do when you watch this video that's going to really help your toss. Now, first of all, so many people, when they start out tossing, they hold their hand straight out forward and then they go up with their arm. Now, that's an okay way to start, but a lot of people never work their way out of this toss, which I consider to be a beginner type style toss, because when you're going, again, by just going like this, I'm not really loading up the core. You see, you're not gonna see my chest come back to the fence. So you want to, and all the pros, this is something that a lot of people don't recognize, is the pros actually work their arm across the baseline. So they're coming down here, kind of to the thigh here, not quite touching it, so you don't want to actually be coming too far down, then it becomes tough to toss that ball. So you come down and then out to the side. Now what this is doing, and I'm leading it, so you kind of do like a little kind of circular J move right here and come here and forward. You're going to notice a lot of pros do that. And what this is doing, this is loading up the core. So it's just not the ability to throw the ball up and hit it, it's also creating some power and momentum with that toss. So I'm coming there, and then bam, unwinding through the serve. this is something that you want to work on. Now, a couple tips. I like to hold the ball in these 3 fingers, kind of making a platform with these 2 fingers here, so almost like a little platform there, and then going up, and when it's time to release the toss, the arm doesn't stop, okay? So lots of people, when they go to toss, they're gonna come here and they're gonna freeze, and they're gonna go and they're gonna hit, and they're gonna hit a lot of serves in the net, like that ball just hit the net. What you want to do instead is you come out here, you come across come along the baseline, tossing the ball a little out in front. We'll put a side view here in a second, and the tossing arm keeps rising up, okay? That's extremely important to be able to get a little extra pop and get that ball over the net. This is key when you're tossing. As far as the release goes on the toss, many people say the eyes, and I've heard the nose. The nose works for me, but anywhere between the eyes and the nose, that's going to most likely work for you as far as when to let the ball come out of your hand. So if I'm focusing on the nose, it's pretty much right there for me. Other people, it works when they say the eyes. That's okay. Anywhere in between there. Now, if your toss starts to go out this way, right? Because lots of people just don't know common sense answers when they're working, because everything can be so complicated. You're in a match, you just can't think. But if your toss is going out this way, what's happening? A very simple thing is happening. You're just letting go of the ball too early. It's probably well before your ball gets to the nose, the ball is going out there, and then it's going that way. Now, if the ball is going behind you over that way, you're probably holding on to the ball too long, past probably around your forehead, and then when you're letting go, the ball is going way, way back on you. So just focus on the nose, the eyes. I like to tell myself the nose always knows, because I used to have the yips on my toss to where it go all over the place. But whenever I can focus on this, it really helps me. So let's just take a look at these from the side, and you're gonna see that I'm not just coming like this with the toss. I'm not just coming that way with the toss. Again, that's not really loading up the body. You're gonna see my arm working across the baseline, letting go around the nose, staying up, and hitting that serve. Okay, our next checkpoint here, and this is huge, this is checkpoint number 4. I call it the secret power source. This is a power position that you want to get yourself into, and I don't care how you get yourself into. In fact, I'm going to wipe out a lot of just misinformation out there. There are certain coaches who say you want to come down together, up together, or come down past the shoelaces and up, and that creates a great rhythm on the serve. And not that it doesn't, it actually does. I like to serve that way, but for some people it's too complicated. Then other people will tell you, no, you should just go Andy Roddick style and just come here and right up. Just your arm comes here, come right there and right up. There's many different ways to get into the secret power source, but what you don't want to do is skip it. So what is the secret power source? I look at I love to watch sports, and when you're watching a sport where they're throwing for power, a quarterback, a pitcher, they get themselves into the secret power source, and so do the best servers in the world, like Roger Federer, Andy Roddick, Serena Williams. They all get that secret power source. So if we're to break it down into being a quarterback in the NFL, you're going to see quarterbacks staying like this. You're not going to see them staying like this. This is a weak position, right? Well, lots of servers right away, they skip that secret power source, and they come right back here, and then they go to serve, and they basically push it with their arm. It's basically like throwing a ball like that. It's basically pushing your throw, where you're going to see the best quarterbacks in the world. They're going to be here, and they're going to fling out of there. They're going to really fling and throw that ball out of there. So we're going to do the same thing. So here's the cool thing. You don't have to worry. Now, if you like to come down here first and then get into a secret power source, that's great. If you just want to come right to here, you can even start right here. I don't even care if you start right here, but don't miss this. That's bringing the racket a little forward like this in a cocked position, and really feel the power. You should be able to feel the power. If you've never done this before, you should be able to feel that power before you even release the toss. So you're coming here, tossing it up and hitting that serve, okay? You're getting right here, tossing it up and hitting that serve, and that allows you to get a lot of whip and snap in a short amount of time. So remember that. That's a big key check mark that you want to go off, and I don't care if you're coming down here or if you're coming right to that move. Now checkpoint number 5, it's like got multiple parts to it, and this is where a lot of people can really have the serve breakdown. In fact, most players, I was watching some 3.5 doubles footage, and everybody who served in the match, every single person went into what I call the pizza move. So they come back here, and then their racket face is open, all right? And at this point, what we want to do is we want to be able to keep that thumb coming in towards the back. You want your thumbnail pointing in towards the back into what is called the racket drop. So you're back here, and you don't want to cross over the center of your, this is a great tip by Rick Macy, you don't want to cross over the center of your skull like this, okay, the center of your skull. You want to keep the racket on this side in the racket drop and going down, okay? If you cross over here, this is where you're going to lose a lot of power, all right? But if you come right in here and the racket is face down, I like to call this the dangle. The way that you can get into this move is just to relax. You don't need to be super flexible. Just let the racket fall. This is a great drill that you kind of practice. This is basically holding the racket in your fingers and letting it fall. I recommend everybody watching this video do this. Just let it fall, and then you're coming out of it. Now again, lots of people when they come out of this move can start to mess up. They come out and then they start to do this and they go right in the pizza move. So even if they get this move right, then they start to go in the pizza move too early, and then again, now they're losing the ability to get that power, spin, and control on it. So what you need to do is you need to come up on what I call edge until the last possible second, all right, until we get into checkpoint number 6. So your racket is coming at the ball like this, okay? If it's coming at the ball like this too early, you are only gonna be able to do that to the shot. You're not gonna be able to manipulate it with spins unless you're coming up on edge. So this brings us up to checkpoint number 6, which a lot of people obsess about, and it's called pronation. Well, the cool thing is as long as you can get the move in the continental, if you get the continental grip right and you get being an edge the right way to last possible second, pronation is gonna happen for you naturally. All I want you to think about is when you're thinking about pronation is that the thumbnail is gonna come from the inside and push to the outside. That's all pronation is, guys. Do not overthink this. Now, as you start to wanna put different spins, slice and kick, well, then you move it a certain different way, and that's for another video. But what you wanna be able to do is be able to come from here, on edge, the thumbnail, I can see it right now, and then I'm gonna push it away. That's called pronation. Again, here, there's a great drill you can do. I'm here, and then pushing away, all right? There's the pronation move. Now, we just don't wanna stop right there, so that's gonna bring us to checkpoint number 7, and we'll be done. Then I'll be able to send these all to you right on your way so you can study them. So checkpoint number 7 is a full and relaxed follow through. What you don't want to do is force your deceleration. You want to have natural deceleration, meaning that the racket just stops on its own. So if you're coming here and you pronate and freeze like a lot of people do, you're going to be losing some power, all right? The best players in the world, when they go and they hit, they're here and they're just following through all the way around. I like to call this the ice cream scoop finish, where you can almost lick it like it's an ice cream cone there. And that lets me know that I am nice and relaxed, that I'm letting the racket stop on its own, okay? Nice, full follow-throughs. If you are looking at yourself, I challenge you to film yourself, and if you're stopping on the same side of your body or right in front of your legs, you are slowing down the racket head too soon, and you're probably holding the racket too tight. But if you are very loose in your hands and swinging, there's a good chance you got a nice, full follow through as you're hitting your serve. Okay, pop quiz. Can you remember all 7 steps in the exact order? Go. All right, I can't either. That's okay. So I've got that checklist for you. right here. If you were to click right here, you can go there, you can download it 100% free, you can look at it, go out there and serve, and plus I'm gonna have free bonus training that I'm gonna be sending to your email box. You're gonna love it. It's gonna teach you all about the serve, and you're gonna be able to get into things like hitting more power on your serve, more spin on your serve. Whatever you wanna get into, you're gonna be able to get into and really, really dive deep into that subject. So this is Pete from Crunch Time Coaching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hey guys, Pete from Crunch Time Coaching. Today we've got a really cool lesson for you. We're gonna teach you the super spinner boomerang drop shot. Okay guys, I gotta be honest with you. Learning the super spinner boomerang drop shot is not gonna get your game to the next level in the next 12 months. And my job as your tennis coach is to help you consistently get better, see the progress, grow in your tennis game. So what we're gonna do today is a little different. We're gonna put down the racket, we're gonna put down the balls, we're gonna leave the tennis court, and we're gonna head on over to my house, and I'm gonna show you exactly step by step the pitfalls to avoid and what you really need to be doing over the next 12 months if you want to see your game go up to the next level. So come on, let's go.